Welcome to another video. When we talk about the PGE Cricket Gaming Series, this yearly franchise league can't be missed out, and that's none other than the PGE T20 League. Speaking of this competition, there have currently been 9 editions held at different times of the year. But if we think of a top side in this league so far, it would definitely be this team, which has been the most successful in history and arguably the best one ever. You guessed it. Let's have a look at the 2-time champions and 3-time finalists, Southern Leopards. Just like how the Zaig Sloggers dominated in the Don Bradman cricket era, the Leopards established themselves in the time of Ashes cricket. The team also holds other records, such as the only one to play 3 consecutive editions, and the second to play 3 times overall after King Crushers had done it in these years. They had some luck in these runs too, but it looked totally deserving with the way their team was managed. Now we'll go further and discover the interesting details which I've found in the unit. The team was formed by Ahmed Ejaz in the year 2020 for the 6th edition of the league in which it first played. It was led by the former England captain Owen Morgan throughout their 3-year run, with left-arm seamers Shaheen Afridi and Josh Little also featuring in their squads of all years. The captain continued his legacy in the league, already having led teams to the final in 2015 and 17, as well as the semi-finals in 2018. But he got one step further as he went on to claim the title. The team is also well known for bringing up the standards of quite a few players from the associate nations, which include Josh Little, Callum McLeod, Mark Watt, and Blessing Muzarabani. They had special jerseys for home and away matches, being the first team to introduce such an idea. However, this concept was later adopted by the newer team Latif Dragons in the very next year. But what could really beat all of those is something different. They were also the founders of a highly useful strategy used in warm-up matches, which were firstly introduced in the same year too. Its effect was indeed visible from the word go. They had rested a few top international players such as Rohit Sharma, Shaheen Afridi and Lockie Ferguson, and played all their 5 players from the underdog category for their warm-up. And straight into their first official game, these 3 made instant impact, being instrumental in their victory. They were also in form for at least a couple of more matches in the tournament. In result, they had adopted the same for the next 2 years. A few other teams could have also got inspired by this technique, and hence made use of them. However, the recent glory was somehow achieved by a team who did not use it. The Leopards had an unbeaten run in their first year, winning all their 6 matches. It was on the back of some effective performances. With the bat, Rohit Sharma and the skipper Owen himself contributed the most, and with the ball, the pace trio of Shaheen Afridi, Lockie Ferguson and Josh Little had picked up crucial wickets and assisted well in their journey. As a result, they were retained for the next year along with Callum McLeod. But unlike last time, it was the spinners who were really effective there, especially the 3 left-armers Shakib Al-Hassan, Kuldeep Yadav and Mark Watt. Speaking of the pacers, Shaheen Afridi was the most prominent, but the rest couldn't have an incredible run. After Josh Little delivered a stellar performance against our team in the warm-up, he couldn't continue that performance in the league stage and was eventually dropped. There were questions of Shaheen not being in the 11 initially, but came back after Little was out and began delivering the goods for them. Among the batters, we could see some impressive scores from Jos Buttler and Rohit Sharma, although there was actually a lot of teamwork involved too. For example, the skipper couldn't fire initially, but contributed in their most crucial knockout games, which included making an extensive partnership with Callum McLeod in the final that made them earn their second title. For their second consecutive title defence campaign, they retained 6 players again, just like in 2021. But it did not have some of their players from the last 2 years. We saw improved batting performances from Jos Buttler and David Warner, along with the new entrant Virat Kohli. But the team did not have much of spinning options apart from Shadab Khan, and was having quite a lot of seamers. Among them, 2 were the most effective. Blessing Muzarabani became their star performer from the initial games itself, but Jason Holder broke into the light after he had impressed with a 6-wicket haul against GK Blazers, who were the eventual champions. He continued his form from there until their last game, but their remaining bowlers were not showing a lot of consistency, and hence had to be shuffled in and out of the team between matches. There were some other potential strategies implemented in their additions, such as choosing the best 3 underdogs out of the 5 they played in the warm-ups, and also opening their bowling with 2 left-arm bowlers in each match of their additions they won. But that was not seen in their next run, possibly due to having limited options. To mention about their consistency in team selection, they have selected 2 players from England, India and Pakistan from the main teams in all editions. For the first 2, the underdog players were all from the European trio of Ireland, Netherlands and Scotland, which seemed unique. But that touch got ended when they included Zimbabwean players for 2022. It is also notable that they qualified for the semi-finals with a different number of points each time. The first being 8, second being 4, and third being 6. Along with the warm-up match, they had also planned to rest some important players for their last league games in 2020 and 2022, where they had already qualified for the semi-finals. They played 4 underdogs in both of them, and their opponent was coincidentally the same too, the Reddy Super Kings. However, in 2022, they made use of the option of resting their main skipper, which may have proved to bring difference in their result from 2020. Nonetheless, these achievements proved to be useful for Ahmad, as it could be a reason for him eventually being appointed as the manager for the Australian Gaming Series team, which he has been doing for a year as of now. It was a comprehensive display from this special team, and we can certainly learn a lot from their tactics and implement something similar in future, not only just in this aspect but in our own life as well. That brings us to the conclusion of this coverage. Thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you later.